But every time you won 40 bars. Every time you won, you'd won 13 bars, 18 bars, even 8 bars, sometimes 60 bars, but you never lose more than 1 bar when it doesn't work. Would you buy that strategy? It'll make you very, very wealthy. If you can lock yourself into only losing the bar you bought, if you buy into a bar, that bar is the reason you bought. Why would you ever want that bar violated? Your reason just went away. So this is why we teach our traders the stop is under your reason. This is the bar. This is my reason for buying. So my stop goes under my reason. It's common sense. Under my reason. Now, if I lost, I'd lose this, but look at the bars that I win. And we don't get out until we don't. And when we get out, I usually teach my traders, do not sell all. We never sell all. Never sell all. Bottoming tail bar, way below the 20. A lot of space between the high and the 20. We buy into the bar, the stop under the low. If that stop is too far away, there are 2 choices for comfort. You either skip the trade, or you cut your intended size in half to compensate for the extra size of the bar. Simple. Would this qualify as a bull elephant? Look at all the green bars to your left. Is that fatter, taller, longer, more solid than most of the green bars on the chart to the left of it? Yes. Would that qualify as a bull elephant? Yes. You buy that bar. But before that, you buy this bottoming tail. You buy that bar. You buy that bar. And here's your reward. You take some off the table. Once you get space between your item and the 20 on the opposite side, it's profit-taking time. How much space? Visually look at it. All right? Visually look at it. Listen, items can get above the 20. They can't stay above the 20 for extended periods of time. You're buying into that bottoming tail bar with the stop under the low, and there's your reward. You're buying into this bottoming tail bar, a lot of space between the high and the 20-period moving average, and there's your reward. But look at this bull elephant bar. What are you doing with this bar? That's right. Toward the what? Toward the end of the bar's formation. Right? You're on the opposite end. If this bar were down here, what would you be doing with it? But it's not, so you're selling it. Now, what's interesting is my traders are taught that you buy green and you sell green too. We don't wait for red bars to form up here. We sell the green. The next bar is likely to be red after the sell. All right? We don't buy this bull elephant bar. We might buy this one. We certainly buy that one. We don't buy that one. We sell that one. Bottoming tail bar way below the 20. A lot of space between the high and the 20. Stop under the low. And there's your reward. Beautiful. What are you doing here? Now, what if you bought this Kamikaze bar, bottoming tail bar, right? Bottoming tail bar way below the 20. A lot of space between the high and the 20. Your stop is under the low. You have taken your entire trading account. And every dollar left, you have bought that single bar. Now your palms are sweaty. You're a little bit nervous. All right, maybe this is the one that you try it the first time. Maybe this is the one that doesn't work. All right, but anyway, you buy this bar with a stop under the low. All right, if you have money left, what do you do here? You buy that bar. Absolutely. Do you do anything here? Oh yes. What about this one? Oh yes, I'd buy it. Bottoming tail bar? Yeah, it's a regular one though. Maybe this one? Maybe. But what would you be thinking about doing here? But forget this one. I'd take some off the table, but let's say you took half off the table. So now you have half a position. Then another elephant bar forms after that one. I want you to sell half of the half. Every time, act. Just keep cutting it in half all the way down to 1 share if it keeps going. I teach my traders to don't sell all because I think that traders have a tendency to get out of major runs too soon. That's your problem. Your problem is not finding winning trades. How many of you owned winning trades at much lower prices and found yourself kicking yourself, right? So you didn't have a problem finding the winning play. You had a problem holding on. So that's why I teach traders as a general rule, never sell all. Cut it in half, cut it in half, cut it in half, cut it in half, cut. At least you get a piece of it up there off. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? All right? Elephant bar kamikaze events. There are the ones. Remember I said you don't buy well above the 20 an elephant bar, but you certainly buy one way below the 20. You buy into this bar, and that's a risk it all event. Stop under the low, and there's your reward. So guys, listen to this. I want you to understand what this means. All this means that you can take a collection of items, the 5 major currencies that you should be aware of, the 3 major precious metals that you should have exposure to, the several companies that benefit the most from whatever's going on with our monetary policies today, and know when to strike and which one to buy, which one has a bull elephant bar or bottoming, which one has a bull elephant bar way below the 20. That's the one you buy. Which one has a bull elephant bar way above the 20. That's the one you sell. And this can change your life. It's powerful. It's simple, but not easy. Right? Simple, but not easy. You heard me tell the story before, right? I have twin girls. They're 5 now. When they were 3, a carnival came to our town. So I'm walking them through the carnival, and they love Nemo. So they see this huge orange fish hanging from this booth and immediately just go into hysterics. So, of course, I walk up to the guy and says, what does it take for me to get this giant Nemo? He says, sir, all you got to do is put this ball in that basket. I says, that basket right there? Yes, sir. But that basket's like 2 feet in front of me. That's all you got to do, sir. That basket, yes, that basket. How many tries do I get? 3. How much for the 3 balls? $5, sir. Give me 3. $450 later, I am walking out with Nemo. All right? So, look, simple. Put this ball in that basket, but not easy. Simple is not always easy. All right? What makes this not easy is you. It is, think about this. What is a kamikaze bottoming tail bar? Isn't by definition a bottoming tail bar way below the 20, isn't it at the scariest time to buy? Isn't your stock collapsing? Isn't there negative news stories that have actually helped it to actually get to be a kamikaze? So you get timid or you doubt or you don't do it. It's you. What's the hardest time to take profits? It's here, when the best news story has just come out and it seems glorious moving forward. All right? And you hold on too long. Or don't take your profits. And the thing collapses. So it's simple. Buy elephant bars and buy bottoming tail bars, particularly way below the 20. Sell them way above the 20. And pick the right items. Every time I make a buy in any of my children's trust funds, any of my family foundations, any of my corporate entities, my traders know it first through Twitter. We have a private Twitter group called Wealth Trade. And before I make a single buy, they know about it and why I'm doing it. Kamikaze bottoming tail bar forming an ODP at $5.46. I'm going in big now. They know about it. And my traders who've followed my actions over the past year were up 189+% over the last 6 months. Last year we were up over 300%, largely because of silver and gold. And many of our plays tripled. All right? This, I will tell you, is a lot simpler than you think the game has to be. Now, have I mentioned in any of this what the earnings are, what the PE ratio is, balance sheets, products? Oh, management. No. No. Those are the smoke screens, ladies and gentlemen. You can't trust those numbers anyway. Now, very quickly, let's go over quizzes. Show me where you made your first buy. What month did you make your first buy in? Yeah. And did you potentially buy everything, risk it all? Oh, yes. There you go. And you had a very, very nice reward. If you happen to feel that this was a little too elevated above the 20 and took some profits back, when did you go back in? That's right. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit. Let's say you bought everything here on this bottoming tail bar with the stop right under the low, and this nicked you out. If you get stopped out and the same bar that stops you out goes right back up, buy it again. Just get right back on that horse and pretend nobody saw you fell off. All right? And I promise you, you will eliminate, I did studies on this, 78% of your losing trades are recouped with a re-entry strategy. 78%. Sometimes getting stopped out is great because then you know, wow, I got a 78% chance of this working now. Your best winning trades often happen after a stop out. All right? Beautiful. All right, you are buying potentially here, buying potentially there, certainly buying there. All right? And there's your reward. Very quickly here. Bull elephant bar deep below the 20-period moving average. Bull elephant bar well below the 20-period moving average. I'm just going through this because I know you know this now. It's just moot at this particular point. It takes me 2 days to teach a trader every strategy they will need for the rest of their lives. Half a day, 2 days in a row. I do it Saturday and Sunday. There are 8 events I want you to know, and I want you to exploit every time they happen for the rest of your life. You can throw a dart at a page in the New York Stock Exchange, in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, pick a symbol, and I guarantee you, if you just follow these 8 things, you will make money over a certain period of time. Maybe not on your first buy, but if you buy every bottoming tail, every bull elephant bar in that item, particularly the ones well below the 20-period moving average, you're golden. Bottoming tail bar well below the 20-period moving average, there's your reward. Can you see the bottoming tail bar trying to hide from you? What month? That's right there. Can you see what was the next buy bar after the bottoming tail bar buy, if you had money left? That's right. It's the fattest, longest, tallest. My 5-year-olds, all of my children have had stock trading lessons from Dad once a week. They have golf and horseback riding and this, and of course an hour with Dad and looking at the market. And when they turn 12, they sort of take over their trust funds, right? So my 5-year-olds call this the greeniest bar on the chart. I like that. The greeniest. It's the greeniest. All right? So that's the greeniest bar on the chart if you look at all the green bars to the left of it. So yes, we buy the greeniest bars, and we buy every single bottoming tail bar. All right? Topping tail bar elevated above, you can take some off the table there. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Now, it would become very clear to you now with just an hour and a half speaking to you. Right? You know that's your buy bar. You know that's your profit-taking bar. I've only had you for an hour and a half. If you give me 2 days, half a day each, I'm going to rock your world. Bottoming tail bar, bull elephant bar, fat bull elephant bar, bull elephant bar, bull elephant